Sometimes in Hollywood, the truth really is stranger than fiction, and Liv Tyler's story proves it. Imagine growing up thinking one man is your dad, only to find out as a preteen that your real father is none other than Aerosmith's Steven Tyler. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's quite an emotional story, honestly.
Liv recently opened up about the whole experience on the Sibling Revelry podcast with Kate and Oliver Hudson, and let's just say, this story has layers. She was about 11 or 12 when everything changed. Liv had gone to an Aerosmith concert with her mom, Bebe Buell, a former model and Playboy Playmate, and what was supposed to be a fun night out turned into a life-altering moment. During the concert, Liv noticed a girl standing nearby who looked just like her.
I just remember standing there, watching them play, looking and seeing this girl who looked exactly like me. Like, we literally had the same outfit on.
Turns out, that wasn't just a crazy coincidence. That girl was Mia, Liv's half-sister. The two had no idea they were related. Liv remembered staring at her like she was looking in the mirror.
And I was like, Mom? And she just started crying. My mom just like bawled. And I was like, is Steven my dad?
Then, Liv's mom sat her down on a bench outside the venue and gently told her the truth.
And she told me the whole story in the most sincere, beautiful way.
Liv described the moment as a wave of shock, like 3 hours that felt like 3 days. Can you imagine just sitting there trying to wrap your head around that bombshell? Mia had her own side of the story too. She remembered going home and telling her mom, Serinda Fox, about this cool girl she met, Liv.
Fan lady came up and she was like, oh my God, you girls are so cute. Are you guys sisters? And we were like,
You said yes.
and I was like, yeah. And we pretended we were sisters.
Mia's mom asked for the name and eventually confirmed that Liv was her sister. Up until that night, Liv believed rocker Todd Rundgren was her biological dad, and in many ways, he was. He signed her birth certificate, raised her like his own, and gave her the kind of love and care every kid needs. He was the one there when Steven Tyler couldn't be. Back then, Steven was battling addiction and wasn't in a place to step in. Liv said Todd took care of me as if he was dad. He had a family of his own, but still made space for her, brought her along on trips, treated her like one of his own. That's no small thing. But when the truth came out, it wasn't just Liv who was thrown. It was hard on Todd, too. Liv admitted it was painful, for her, for him, for everyone.
I think it's probably still very hard and painful, and I don't speak to him enough. I love him.
Steven's also dad to 2 other kids, daughter Chelsea and son Taj.
I love him and I have brothers from him, but I was a kid and suddenly Steven was there, she added. Eventually, Liv realized she needed help processing it all. She even went to therapy to make sense of the emotional weight. Your life starts to formulate, she said, and then you're like, wait, I need to deal with this stuff. Despite all the emotional chaos, Liv eventually found comfort in the love she got from both of her dads.
I have 2 fathers, kind of, yes.
She once said in an interview, both my fathers are unconventional. They're like unicorns or wizards. I'm so grateful to Todd for choosing to be a father figure to me. It's a big thing for a man to say, I know this kid might not be mine, but I still want to be her father. In the end, Liv didn't just uncover a hidden truth. She gained a bigger family and twice the love, with 2 very different but deeply devoted dads by her side. And if you think that was complicated, wait till you hear about her personal life. Liv has been through a divorce, raised her son on her own, and even called off a 7-year engagement with Dave Gardner. So let's get into it and see what's really been going on in her love life. Liv Tyler had always remained pretty tight-lipped about her love life. However, in an interview, the actress gave a rare glimpse into her struggle following her divorce from her ex-husband, Royston Langdon. Liv and Royston got married in 2003 when she was about 26 years old and he was 33. The following year, the couple welcomed their first and only child together, a son named Milo. Unfortunately, after about 5 years of marriage, the couple announced that they would be separating. They officially divorced in 2009. The couple released a statement insisting they remain good friends and devoted parents to their son, Milo. Following their split, Liv admitted that she had a difficult time over the last few years before their marriage came to an end. A friend close to the former couple had also claimed the pair had been heading for a breakup for some time. Opening up about her separation from Royston, she said that she was forced to take time off before going back to work.
You're in LA, you're like traveling so much and working so much and a great mummy at the same time. How do you do it all?
Being Being a mom is my favorite part.
The divorce had taken such a toll on her, and she had to prioritize being a single mother to her son. Liv went on to say that it felt like a loss of the dream because she felt like she had spent her whole childhood planning how she was going to do things, and the way it turned out was actually very painful but quite liberating at the same time. She added, "When you have to let go of that ideal and see yourself in an imperfect light." Following her divorce, Liv moved back to LA, explaining that it was hard for her to stay in the home that she had shared in New York with her ex-husband. Liv later shared that she was hesitant about getting into another relationship, sharing that she was far too sensitive for casual dates, adding, "I fall in love once in a blue moon." However, the actress did fall in love again. This time, it was to sports manager Dave Garner.
Do you go to the games with him since he is?
I do sometimes.
And do you enjoy that?
I do. I just have no idea what's going on. I just hear the.
The couple started dating in 2014, and just like in her previous relationship, Liv did her best to keep their romance out of the spotlight. Things between the two seemed to be heading in the right direction because they announced their engagement in 2015.
No rush.
No, it's so sweet and fun and lovely.
That same year, Liv shared the exciting news that she and Dave would be expecting their first child together. Liv shared the story of how Dave proposed and admitted that it wasn't as romantic as people would have thought. At the time, she was pregnant with their first child, and after stepping out of the shower, Gardner got down on one knee and popped the question. She gushed, "It was very sweet. I was very surprised. I had no idea, and I didn't look very attractive. I was pregnant, and I was like crying and had just come out of the shower, and I was like unpacking. It wasn't a very glamorous moment." The couple welcomed their son, Sailor Jean Gardner, later that year. They welcomed a second child, a daughter they named Lula Rose Gardner. Following their engagement, Tyler shared that she was in no rush to get married, even though both of their children had taken on Dave's last name. This would have also been the second marriage for Gardner, who had been previously married to Davinia Taylor, whom he divorced in 2010.
My fiance David is English, and we moved to London to be with him. We have 4 children together. We're like the Brady Bunch.
4 years later, the couple was still engaged with no immediate plans to get married. Liv admitted, "I love being engaged, but I don't really have a desire to get married," adding that she always felt like marriage should be more of a reward for surviving your relationship. "I feel everyone's got it backwards." After she and Gardner started dating, she made a move to his hometown in England so that they could raise their children there together. While Liv was used to living in Los Angeles and New York, the move to London was another change she had to adapt to.
First, I was a little bit overwhelmed because it's such a big change, even though I'd been going there for a long time, because it's a beautiful, amazing big city, but it's a little bit more quiet than New York.
She explained, "It's such a different country. It was this big move that made the actress realize that she and Dave shared many cultural differences that caused them to clash every now and again, and even affected the dynamic of their relationship." Liv shared, "I remember the first time that David called me his missus. I was like, what? Excuse me, I'm not your missus. You have to earn that." Tyler said there are other parts of British culture difficult to understand too, such as the class system, which she described as really oppressive. Liv candidly spoke about their relationship in a 2017 interview, insisting it was the desire to extend their families that helped strengthen their bond. She explained, "We both wanted to have a family and children and a partnership in love." Tyler went on to say that they understand that both their jobs are high stress and high energy, but the one thing they're both on the same page about is the family part, adding, "Which is amazing because I know that's often quite tricky for couples." The actress also credited Dave for his hands-on approach to parenthood and willingness to step in as Liv's hugely successful career continued uninterrupted following her relocation to the United Kingdom. Unfortunately, in November of 2021, after 7 years together, the couple shared that they were no longer together and had called off their engagement. Friends close to the couple claimed that Liv and Dave went their separate ways after growing apart and living separate lives. Thankfully, Tyler and Gardner have managed to remain amicable friends, put their children first, and even make plans for holidays together as a family. While it's unfortunate that things between the pair didn't work out, they've made sure to maintain respect for one another following their split and take care of their children as a team. Sometimes things don't work out with the people that we love, but that doesn't mean that there's no hope for the future. We wish Liv and her family only the best, and who knows, her next love might be right around the corner.